Welcome to MojoPlays. For this video, we'll be looking at decisions in gaming that you're getting wrong either way, even if you feel like you can make the right choice. Since some of these decisions are critical game moments, there are many spoilers ahead.
So you'd rather watch the world suffer and burn than swallow your pride.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Save Hannah or let her fall until dawn.
It's fine. She just can't take a joke.
It was just a prank, Han.
Throughout Until Dawn, you decide who lives or who dies out of the cast of teenage stereotypes, except in the game's dramatic opening. After being embarrassed by her supposed friends, Hannah Washington runs out into the Canadian wilderness without so much as a jacket. The player, as her twin sister Beth, follows her into the woods, at which point the monstrous Wendigo begins to pursue them. To cut a long story short, the encounter ends with Beth hanging from a cliff, Hannah holding onto her for dear life, and the player has to choose between letting Hannah fall so Beth can climb to safety, or trying to save them both. Unfortunately, no matter what happens, both twins will fall, leaving Beth dead and Hannah transformed into another Wendigo.
Hannah!
The Golden Butterfly Case, L.A. Noire.
All those cases, Rusty. What have I been telling you all along?
We gotta get this guy.
I know. Enough women have died.
Cole Phelps investigates a string of Black Dahlia copycat murders, one of which is the violent slaying of Deidre Moeller. Throughout the investigation, two prime suspects emerge, her shifty husband Hugo and pedophile Eli Rooney, both of which are equally incriminated by the various pieces of evidence.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling that.
Captain Donnelly would rather you arrest Rooney for the crime to get him off the streets. However, after completing the homicide desk plotline, it turns out that all the previously convicted killers were innocent, and the women were all victims of a serial killer. This means your time deliberating between Mueller and Rooney was all for naught.
Is it really possible you could have found me after all this time? How interesting.
Roman or Kate? Grand Theft Auto 4.
Do it or you and me are gonna have a problem.
After a long and complicated crusade, Niko Bellic finally discovers the identity of the traitor from the old country, his brief ally, Dimitri. GTA 4 makes a habit of forcing players to choose who to kill, previously pitting Playboy X against Dwayne and Francis McCreary against his brother, Derek. But this is a choice like no other, as he is advised on the one hand by his faithful cousin Roman to deal with Dimitri for a big payday, and on the other by potential love interest Kate, who says the deal is not worth the risk.
You shouldn't work with him, Niko. You don't need money. What is it going to change about your life?
Unfortunately, whomever the player decides to listen to will be gunned down in cold blood, right outside the church on Roman's wedding day. Facing Joseph Seed, Far Cry 5.
When are you gonna realize that every problem cannot be solved with a bullet?
When it comes to Far Cry 5, Ubisoft have always had a habit of making players choose between multiple bad outcomes. But they turned it up a gear when creating the two awful Far Cry 5 endings, where you either resist Joseph Seed or take his deal and walk away with your friends.
You take your friends. You leave me my flock. And you go in peace.
One outcome results in the rookie murdering all his allies after the song Only You comes on the radio, which is the song Jacob Seed earlier used to condition them to kill everybody in the vicinity. The second outcome ends with Joseph detonating a nuke and wiping out all of Hope County, a blast which only he and the rookie survive, leaving them trapped together forever in a prepper bunker. Which one is the bad ending again?
But you're all I have left now. You're my family.
Tenpenny Tower, Fallout 3.
I'll gather up a horde of ferals and wait for you by that escape door. You find a way to get it open, and then we'll sit back and enjoy the show.
The ending choice may boil down to poisoning the entire Capital Wasteland for no good reason, or activating the Purifier to return hope to mankind. But the choices at the heart of this side quest aren't so clean-cut. A group of ghouls are trying to gain entrance to the exclusive Tenpenny Tower, a haven for society's elites. And it's your job to have the two groups come to terms and live together in harmony.
If you can convince Mr. and Mrs. Wellington, Mr. Ling, Ms. Montenegro, and Ms. Lancaster, those ghouls can live here.
While you can choose to wipe out one in favor of the other early on, the good karma option requires you to keep going between factions and passing numerous high speech checks. The real kicker is that when you finally do get the ghouls accepted, their leader Roy will wait a few days and then kill all the humans anyway, making all your hard work pointless.
Let's just say those two-faced smoothskins didn't like the new management, so they all got themselves evicted. Can't say it's a shame.
Standing up to Ramsay Bolton, Game of Thrones, a Telltale Games series.
This is a lovely pile of timber, isn't it?
Why the hurry? Are you cold?
Everybody knows that there's no shortage of death in Game of Thrones, but this incident still came out of left field for players of the Telltale Games adaptation. With the bastard of Bolton attempting to get his hands on the Forrester estate after the death of the family patriarch, it's down to the oldest son Ethan to stand up to him.
You've gone too far, Lord Ramsay. I demand you let her go.
Players may have thought Ethan was safe since he's still just a kid, but even that wasn't enough to save him from Lord Ramsay's bloodlust. No matter which option you take, each one of them results in Ethan's gruesome murder in front of his family, as Ramsay stabs him through the neck.
I think we've come to an understanding.
Lord Ethan!
I certainly feel better about all this.
What have you done?
Your final fate, Spec Ops The Line.
Oh, I assure you, it is. How? Not how. Why?
Choosing whether or not to murder a group of innocent civilians with deadly white phosphorus sounds like a no-brainer, but it's not even the worst choice you'll be forced to make while playing Spec Ops. After committing various atrocities on Dubai's refugee population, Captain Walker realizes that Conrad, up until this point thought to be the villain, is a hallucination he imagined for himself to explain away his own war crimes.
You needed someone to blame, so you cast it on me.
This leads to 4 different endings. Walker commits suicide, Walker is shot by the Conrad hallucination and dies that way, Walker kills the hallucination but is gunned down by soldiers, or Walker kills the hallucination and all of the soldiers, apparently getting away with all the innocent lives he's taken.
Gentlemen, welcome to Dubai.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.